Hello and welcome to the final round of the Invictus Racing League Equal Performance F1 League here in Singapore, and as you can see we have a full wet qualifying, which we haven't had yet this season at all. This season we've barely had any rain, so first time in full wet on the wheel I believe, as we go on to start our final lap in qualifying. Now you can see we're currently in 13th. And on that lap we don't improve enough to move up, so we've got one last lap now to have a go at improving our lap time. But I was really struggling this session. You can see we've got it in lean and no ERS deployment, and I was still just really struggling for traction. Whether it was down to the setup, I'm not sure, but yeah, it really didn't seem to suit the wet conditions at all. I mean, it wasn't a perfect lap anyway, but yeah, it was just really struggling. You can see we get oversteer on the exit there, and Singapore is one of my favourite tracks as well. I was confident coming into it, but yeah, the wet qualifying with a little experience on the wheel of the wet, and yeah, the setup didn't seem to enjoy it. Kind of threw me off, and coming into this hairpin here, this is where I was really struggling in the wet. I just couldn't find the braking point, kept locking up, and you can see we gain quite a lot of time through there, even while it was not very good at all really. But yeah, two and a half tenths up. It's not going to be good enough to put us anywhere near the front really, but hopefully we can jump a few people around us, and yeah, just get a better starting position for the race. Obviously around here not very easy to overtake at all, so any positions we can gain in qualifying will help us in the race. So we come through the final corner now, 4 tenths up, 4 and a bit tenths up, and we jump to only 11th, sorry. See there, 11th in the end, 2 seconds off Harry Biart on pole position, our teammate in 6th. So we've not made it easy for ourselves, but we're going to give it a good go and see where we can get to. You can see here we're choosing to start on the hards, and the only other person in front of us to start on hards as well is Rudy, so I was quite surprised about that. Thought more people would want to do the alternate strategy, going from hard to mediums, but most people have decided that medium hards is the way they want to go. The only issue really with the hard mediums is if there's an early safety car, then that can really ruin it, because the guys on the mediums can pit for hards, and obviously we can't. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I was confident in my race pace, so yeah, hopefully we can do well from here. So as the 5 lights come on now, looking to get a good start. It's pretty good off the line. Ryan in front of us gets a very good start. We're going to try and put it around the outside here of Burmeister, but he covers us off. We've got Bando up our inside. He's on the hards as well, and he's got past us there, so we've lost 1 position down into 12th, which isn't what we wanted, but it's just important not to get damaged around here really on the first few laps, because it's so easy to tag another car or just to tag the wall. So yeah, that's our main focus on lap 1, as it usually is just to not get damaged, especially with how confident I was in my race pace. I thought I could make up some positions further on into the race. So as we skip on to the end of lap 1 here, still following Bando through, but coming out of the penultimate corner, he spins it, nearly collects us, but we avoid him, and the other racing point of Ryan dives into the pits because he had wing damage, I believe. So up into 10th, up into the points, and now 1.5 seconds behind Rudy, who is currently the leading hard runner. He's just on the back of Burmeister on the mediums. As we skip onto lap 4 now, you can see we've closed it into within a second, so we've got good pace, Rudy's dropped off the back of Burmeister because of the pace difference, but coming into turn 1 here, Rudy runs wide, tries to go around the bollard, but I believe he messes it up and gets front wing damage, so he's now out of it, and we are now the leading hard runner in 9th position with Cliffy behind us. As we skip all the way onto lap 14 now, because not a lot happened. See, Beastas is the last medium runner to pit, so we are now leading the race as we get a warning. We are now leading, but yeah, obviously not in the net lead. You can see Harry's only 12 seconds behind, and now 7 seconds behind. We can see Cliffy slowly closed in on us. He only just got within DRS on this lap, and I decided that this is the lap I want to pit because we're meant to be pitting lap 20, but I didn't want to risk Cliffy undercutting me. So I decided to dive it in on lap 19. You can see switching late here, so that Cliffy didn't follow us in, and he doesn't. Easy to speed into the pit lane there. It's a very, very tricky pit lane really. So Harry goes past us now, and Hercules, Beastas, Foxy and the two Hasses all get past us already. You can see there's a massive gap to Schofielder behind those, so we're comfortably in 8th place, but there is a big gap to Nathan ahead of us. I think it's about 11 seconds once we get out the pits, but you can see immediately as we get on these mediums, the grip, the difference in grip was just incredible. You can see it as we throw it in here, just so much grip, which we just didn't have on the hards, and obviously these guys on the hards aren't going to have either. So yeah, we're going to have a big pace difference now. You can see we're closing in on Nathan already by about 2/10 a corner, if not more. So yeah, we're looking to close into him as quick as we can. As we come on to the end of lap 21 now, you can see we're purple in the first 2 sectors. The gap to Nathan already down to 6.6 seconds, so closed in about 3 seconds, maybe in 4 on that lap. And then as we come on to lap 22 now, we set another fastest lap, although Cliffy quickly beats it. And yeah, the gap to Nathan now down to 3.6, so it is about 3 seconds a lap that we're closing in on him. Just because these mediums have so much grip. But as we come on to lap 23 now, you can see coming through here, and Andre has been spun out. I believe that was on the back end of Foxy, who seemed to be really struggling for pace. He said afterwards that his tyres were just gone at this point, so we catch up to him and Nathan very quickly. So on lap 24 now, so we have 7 laps to try and get through. Unfortunately, we picked up a 3-second time penalty now, which Foxy doesn't have, but Nathan does, so we can beat Nathan if we just beat him on track, but Foxy, obviously, we have to pull a 3-second gap. So I've closed on the back of Nathan now, and we're not going to mess around. We want to get past him as quick as we can. So we're going to look up the inside and dive it down the inside here, but he just has more momentum around the outside, and we, just couldn't get that move done. But we need to get past him quick, because obviously the mediums, they do last a while, but we want to get past while they're still fresh, or relatively fresh. But as we go down the straight now, I can see Nathan obviously with the DRS just it's going to be a challenge to get past him, but he's pretty much pushing Foxy through these corners. Foxy just no grip left on those hards. So coming on to lap 25, and Nathan runs slightly wide, but he's still got enough speed for us to not be able to challenge him. You can see now Cliffy's closed right up to the back of us as well. He's only 2/10 behind. He's really putting the pressure on us as well, so we've got a 4-car battle now for 4th place. Nathan runs deep into that corner, and we go to his inside, but you can see Foxy moves to the left, and that was actually to give Nathan his slipstream, because he knows that if I get past on Nathan, then it should be easier for me to get past on these mediums. So we had a look around the outside of Nathan there, but unfortunately just didn't. Just couldn't get round him as he runs slightly wide into here as well. We use overtake and look down his inside, but that's not really an overtaking opportunity. We're just looking to put him under pressure, force him into a mistake. You can see he's sliding quite a lot as well, so it's not just Foxy that's struggling on his tyres. So as we come onto this second DRS straight now, again we just can't close up on Nathan enough there. It's very hard to make an overtake down that DRS straight. As we come on to lap 27, Nathan again right on the back of Foxy. And we're going to try and save a bit of ERS, so we're not going to use it on this lap because it's so hard to recover around here that yeah, we can't use it every lap. But Nathan all over the back of Foxy, can't make his mind up which way to go. He goes off the track, but Foxy covers him off. And you can't really go side by side through there, so they go back single file. And Nathan is just all over the back of him. Foxy goes defensive. There's just nothing Nathan can do to get past at the moment, but he's going to keep the pressure on. And obviously we want to get involved, but at the same time don't want to risk getting any damage. So we're just going to take an opportunity if it comes our way. But we've still got Cliffy behind us as well, so we've got to stay alert. And Nathan coming down this DRS straight, he looks to Foxy's outside, Foxy covers the inside, Nathan hits the wall slightly, and again, just can't get past. But you can see now, Nathan's red light is flashing, so we know he's under 10% ERS, and with how hard it is to recover around this track, maybe on the next straight, we're going to be able to put some pressure on him, because we've managed to save a bit now. But just look how close he is to Foxy all the way through this last sector. Fair play to Foxy, he's had a lot of pressure on him and he's kept his cool, so it's a good drive from him even while he's struggling on these tyres. But yeah, Nathan, his battery light's still flashing, so we're going to want to put as much pressure on as we can down this straight. We've got 25% ERS, so it's enough to put some pressure on as he runs wide. We get a decent exit. There's red lights flashing again. We're using all our overtake. He covers the inside. We look to go around the outside. We brake late. Unfortunately, Foxy's in our way. Foxy and Nathan make contact. Foxy's off the road. And now they're going side by side through this tight right-hander. Foxy squeezes Nathan into the wall. And we get the cut back on Nathan. We're going to go for another overtake here. Try and put him under more pressure. As we look down his inside, he brakes too late and he's running to the back of Foxy, and he's unfortunately got damage, and he just understeers through that right-hander and into the wall. He's still in the race, but he's lost a lot of time now, so now it's our turn to have a go at overtaking Foxy. At this point though, my mediums have gone off quite a lot from how much I've had to sit behind, and as we move on to lap 29, you can see I've not managed to close in enough right now to have a go on Foxy. Still got Cliffy right behind us though. He's not letting up the pressure. But as we go into this right-hander, I get caught out by how early Foxy brakes. We've run wide. Cliffy is now on our outside. As we go through this left-hander, we squeeze him up against the wall, leaving him no more room than we have to, using our overtake just to cover him off. And we've managed to hold position even with that little mistake. So only 3 laps now to overtake Foxy, and obviously we've got to pull a 3-second gap, which I believe I can still do. I believe I've still got the pace to pull that 3 seconds. I reckoned at this point I could do that maybe even in 1 lap with how much Foxy was struggling. So yeah, we've just got to maintain the pressure, but you can see he's dealing with that pressure so well right now. So as we skip onto lap 30 now, coming onto the straight, we've only got maybe 3 overtaking opportunities left, maybe 4, so we've got to make the best of them. So coming down the straight, you can see we've got 5% ERS. We look around his outside again, but just nothing we can do. You can see Foxy's red light hasn't started flashing yet either, so he's clearly doing a very good job of saving his ERS. Just look how closely Cliffy's following us as well. We can't afford to make a mistake because he'll jump right on it. And you can see how much we close up to Foxy through every braking zone. Yeah, he's just really struggling at this point, but my rears are starting to go off as well. But coming through this left-hander onto the DRS straight, we decide to use all our overtake again, and we're going to look up his inside. We dive from quite far back, but again, he just has the momentum on the outside. Cliffy has a look around our outside, but we're not letting him through there. So now we're going to be heading on to the last lap, and it'll be a stretch as to whether we can pull 3 seconds, but I'm still going to try, because at this rate we'll be dropping down to 6th, as Cliffy doesn't have any penalties either. So yeah, we're still going to give it our best to get past Foxy. So as we open the DRS and close up to him, under 10% ERS, his light still isn't flashing, so he's clearly got plenty left. Look how close we are coming through the first sector. We're going to head onto the straight now for the final time. It's our best opportunity and the final chance we've got, but look, we're just not close enough to him really. We close up towards the end of the straight. We've got to look around the outside again. We then dart to the inside, but just not committed enough on the brakes. We then have to defend from Cliffy, who does the switch back on us. He's round our outside. We hold the inside through and make a little bit of contact. Again, we're going to squeeze him, not leave him any more room than we have to. So move to the right here. I believe he makes a bit of contact with the wall, but we've maintained 5th place for now. Cliffy also came under a bit of pressure from Andre there. But this is our last real overtaking opportunity, and you can see we just didn't manage to close up to Foxy enough after that battle with the Cliffy. So it's looking now like we are gonna cross the line in 5th, and drop to 6th place. You can see Beast Haas crossed the line first. Unfortunately, he got a penalty. So yeah, he came 2nd. Harry won the last race of the season, but you can see we're following Foxy very closely, but it's not enough, unfortunately, to overtake him. So we're going to cross the line in 6th, and in 5th, sorry, and finish 6th. So it's a good drive actually, a drive I was happy with from 11th on the grid. I showed a really good pace, and fair play to Foxy. That was some good defending at the end. And yeah, he really managed to cope well under the pressure, so fair play to him. And yeah, a really good race to finish the season on. Yeah, really exciting one. I believe the battle for the lead was very good as well. So yeah, I guess got to work on my wet pace, but other than that, yeah, really exciting race to finish off the season here in F1. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.